who are you? And of course, the easy question. So who are you and what brings you to Riviera Connect today?
Hi, so my name is Brendon. I'm a professional stand-up paddleboarder and destination kind of developer, coastal destination developer. So a couple of years ago, had this, the SUP World Cup's never come to me.
Right.
So let's have this idea of, could it come here? Because, and I'll say this in my talk later today, Torbay, the English Riviera coastline, is the best in the UK.
It's beautiful.
And I've seen that, because I've set the world record to paddle around the whole of the UK. So I've seen every single beach.
Very
and
nice.
I can categorically say it's the best. So it's the best place to have a SUP World Cup. So we bid for it, got to final bids against the likes of places in Mexico and Italy and little old Torbay, little old Torquay, Paynton, Brixham. I've got it. So it's coming the 24th to 28th of June, 2026.
Fantastic stuff. So obviously, stand-up paddleboarding. For those people, most people in the Bay will know exactly what we're talking about. For those people that don't, obviously, can you tell me a little bit about, first of all, what being a professional stand-up paddleboarder means, and then what the World Cup actually means and entails? So what does that, for the layperson, what does that mean?
So as a professional stand-up paddleboarder, I'm an adventure paddler. So I've got 9 world records for doing things that people say are crazy on paddleboards.
Fantastic.
And that's how I learn my living. So because I'm an adventure paddler, so I'll go off for days in weird and wonderful places, weeks, whatever it might be, I promote the water.
Okay.
Safety is a massive part of mine.
So
I'm a founder of a water safety and education charity. So it's a big part of what I do, and I use stand-up paddleboarding as a vehicle to do that.
Okay.
So stand-up paddleboarding for most people is this thing that's a bit more special than a lilo that you use twice a year when the sun is shining.
Yeah.
It is so much more than that. And in different countries, you have massive races, and they really engage on it being a sport.
Okay.
So whether it be the next Olympics or the one after, it will be involved in the Olympics.
Brilliant. Yeah.
A race paddleboard is slightly different from the average day paddleboard in that it's hard design, 14 foot, a lot thinner, a bit more like a pencil, and goes 100 times faster. So you can do sprint events, which is high impact, really exciting to watch, over 100 meters.
Right.
So the event here, the ICF World Cup event here, will be on Torbay Beach, and it'll be from a pontoon into the beach. So maximum impact, because obviously they're racing into shallow water, jumping off and running 5-10 meters across the finish line. There's so much that can go wrong in that. So it's great to watch. And then you've got technical events, which is basically a lot of people starting together, going around lots of different buoys, doing lots of turns. Within those turns, you pretty much can get away with knocking people off. So again, it's a great watch to spectators. Great fun to be part of as competing. And then, of course, you've got the traditional long distance event, which for here will be from Torquay to Goodrington and back.
Okay.
So it's an endurance hours paddling, hardcore endurance hours paddling. But also the ICF World Cup event, we've also got the festival event. So we've got Super Festival, SUP, English Riviera, Super.
Oh, very nice.
On going on at the same time. So we're expecting the best part of 1,000 competitors.
Amazing.
From your elite to your Joe Blogs. But hopefully some of those Joe Blogs will enter. You never quite know how far they get. So that's what's beautiful about it. Anyone can enter all the events. So you might enter a sprint event, be on the start line with the world's best. You might not win that heat, but you've experienced that, you've been inspired that, and next time you might be competing against that person. Who knows?
Fantastic. And all this is coming to Torbay next year, 2026.
All coming to Torbay next year. So this is all about, why I'm here is about promotion of it, talking about it, understanding that really for Torbay it's a thin end of a wedge. A World Cup is a thin end of a wedge of actually engaging with our blue space. As an economy, we're cut in half, and half of it's blue and isn't being used. So if we want to fulfill our full potential in Torbay, we've got to promote and understand what we can do and connect. Places like Cornwall are better at doing that. And South Devon have traditionally, since the Victorians came and created this whole vibe, we've backed off and just let it do its thing. Whereas now we've got to be more creative about how we engage, and events is a great way of doing that. So the business is here. Yes, we've got loads of international companies involved in sponsoring the World Cup, but we want the little guys, the local guys, the guys that will really put the heart and soul into the event is where we're communicating and share that message.
Fantastic. And as you say, like, we need to be using our blue spaces, and by blue spaces we mean the sea. In terms of like local businesses and stuff like that getting involved, it sounds like a rising tide is going to raise all ships, of course. I mean, everybody here is going to benefit somehow from the World Cup event, which is fantastic. In terms of that World Cup event, what can people do to get involved? Who do they kind of get in contact with? What's that involvement like? What can people do to
as a
be
point
part
of point of reference, get in contact with me first, and I can disseminate that to the team. What do we need? Of course, something like this is a lot of cash to put on. So we need sponsorship. And obviously what we can do is a return on investment. We've got some really creative ways in which we can promote whoever you are and work with whoever you are to get that return on investment.
Yeah.
So of course, sponsorship, but then volunteering as well. Businesses, big businesses are volunteering whole teams of people because we do need a lot of people. And that's an important part of the heart and soul of the event, volunteering. And then of course, promotion, just talking about it. As you quite rightly say, if everything's firing on all cylinders out there, the knock-on to the back beach, which is the knock-on then to our whole economy, is massive.
Yeah.
And the examples of that are well documented, really easy to understand, and it baffles me that we haven't done this 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
because that's
sure,
where we're at.
I'm sure Cornwall is kicking themselves that they don't have this event, of course.
Absolutely kicking themselves. But and that's the beauty, that not only have we got the best, and within my talk, I'll explain why it's the best, but our links to get here are so much easier than going to Cornwall. That's why West Devon's so much better. Or Cornish listeners
Bit
out
of
there.
controversy going on there.
Absolutely. Love to stir it up.
That's absolutely fair enough. So in terms of, let's dive into that. Obviously, you've been all around the UK on your paddleboard, and you've been doing this professionally for many years. In terms of like Torbay, from the kind of business perspective, from the World Cup perspective, what makes it such a good place to be able to hold this event?
So, start on the water, and that water's edge. We've got great water quality, interesting water.
Okay.
We've got 2 headlands, we've got islands that you can paddle around. You've got the difference with our bay is it's big enough but not too big.
Okay.
So there are other bays that are just too big.
Right.
So the effects, weather and conditions, our bay is just the perfect size for that. So from a water's perspective, and what you can see, we're a geopark, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
You look at the coastline, it changes every 100 meters. It's phenomenal.
It is.
The beaches that we have, 22 miles of coastline, it is phenomenal. So that goes without saying. But then we've got the connectivity to easy access, which also is easy exit, which is really important from a safety point of view. But then you've got everything from hospitality. So you've got a place to pitch up in your camper van, through to holiday parks, through to glorious little B&Bs, through to massive hotels and luxury stays. So we've got everything there. But also what is great, and how the last few years have changed, that hospitality for getting a good pint or a great meal is there in abundance. So there's things to do, there's great places to watch as a spectator point of view, to watch those events. You put all that together with parking, transport links, and all those sort of fundamentals, it is the best in the UK.
Fantastic. And bringing it back to the event, of course, in terms of being here today, what sort of connections have you made already? What are you looking to make? Who are you excited to talk to that are here today?
So what I really need, because it's hard for me to go to a business and say, how can you help?
Right.
Those businesses know how they can help with their skill sets.
Yeah.
So what a wonderful thing. I've had a few businesses say, look, we do this, we could do that for you for this event.
Right.
Wow. That's just, you've got exactly what you want out of it. You're helping us, which is immense. So it's that type of interaction which is so important. We've got the best part of 1,000 volunteers doing every role you could possibly imagine for an event where you've got international people coming from taxiing them down to here with all their kit and caboodle, through to the competitive end. In the nature of the competition is that similar to an Olympics with the grade of timing and everything that needs to be put in place.
Brilliant.
So you got, and all the promo and the VIP element through to the just general spectators experience, that all needs to be so perfect. And I want people to come away from this going, this is so awesome. It was in a time when, let's face it, in latter part of June, we're going to be rammed anyway.
Yep.
But we've already got people coming and experiencing the Bay to try it out, see what it's all about beforehand. And then that light legacy afterwards is where we really cut it.
That's going to be good.
Because it is just that thin end of the wedge for all those other businesses to engage with the water. And let's face it, if you're an electrician, it's like, well, what has this got to do with me?
Right.
But that blue economy is firing, and everything within 100 meters of it is doing well. And if they're doing well, they're developing, they're expanding, and all those things. And we need those trades to facilitate to all those shop fitters and every trade that goes with it.
Yeah.
And if all that's firing, it just gradually moves further back. And that's, as I say, it's a well documented. It's not rocket science.
No.
And yet so many coastal destinations struggle to do it.
Yeah. And it comes from, like you said, like since the Victorian period, obviously we stepped back from that kind of pleasure promenades kind of space to kind of just seaside towns. I think a lot of seaside towns definitely don't have that impetus to be able to do events like this. And obviously
we've got to be creative. Got to be creative in how we do it. And what's really important is if you get it right, it's a free space.
Yeah.
So anybody can come and use it and come and do it and make the most of it, as well as people who are paying for those extra experiences.
Yeah.
And that's how the community benefits.
Fantastic. Excellent stuff. So I'm conscious, obviously, you've got lots of connections to be making. So I'll make this my last question, or maybe last two questions. So first off, what can we expect to see Q4 into 2026? What does the lead up look like up to the World Cup for you and for obviously the events that are going on? And then let's wrap up after that with where can people find you specifically so they can have that conversation and be able to provide that support?
Fantastic. Great questions. So between now, we've got so much going on.
Yeah.
So much going on. It's really important that we set up a proper SUP club for the Bay, which you don't have.
Okay.
But we potentially could have 200, 300 members in a heartbeat.
Yeah, of course.
There's so many people. I'm working with the council on what we can do to facilitate safety.
Okay.
So at the minute, we don't have lifeguards on the beach.
Right.
We are in the process working with the council of getting facilities set up.
Brilliant.
So we will have lifeguards on the beaches next week. That takes a lot of planning and sorting out and collaboration. So that's really exciting, and everyone will benefit from that if we've got 3 months of lifeguards on beaches. So we got the club stuff, we've got the activity stuff, but also working with the businesses to say, look, what can we put on? So November traditionally is a simpler time. There's not much going on.
Right.
January, February, the same. What can we put on that involves and connects with the people from the water? Not just stand-up paddleboarders, but open water swimmers, kayakers, etc. I paddle all year round, pretty much every single day.
Right.
Why are my favourite months November, December, January, February? Because that's when it's just beautiful out there.
Yeah.
The stuff you see. I mean, the wildlife I've seen this year in the Bay,
fantastic,
better than anything else. From
I can
humpback
imagine.
whales to dolphins, seals, porpoise, everything in between. So it's about engaging that and helping people to go, well, rather than going to Timbuktu for a week, let's come down to Torbay in November and see, because there's great walking, there's great stuff to do on the water, there's great, all the elements we need to fulfill. And we won't get it all right for the World Cup, but the World Cup is, as I say, this great wedge, which is helping everybody, focusing everybody's mind. So the time afterwards, we will absolutely get it right. So we've got creative 365-day beaches where you can come and you can hire, you can have a shower, you can have a sauna on the beach, all those sort of things we need to have in Torbay.
Brilliant. And then I guess finally, where can people find you? What are the details that they need to put in to be able to talk to
So me
you about
personally,
this?
BrendonPrince.com. That's Brendon, Brendon, BrendonPrince.com for stuff about me. And then there's all the links then to the World Cup. But if you tap in ICF SUP World Cup 2026, you'll be able to find the website, the Paddy UK website, and all the information you need. And just get in contact and let's chat from there.
Excellent stuff. Well, thank you very much. I've really enjoyed our chat. And obviously, I'm really looking forward to see what obviously comes next. And going into 2026, it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Maybe see you as a spectator or even a competitor. Who knows?
Well, I can't swim, so probably not a competitor.